Warning, the following conversation features fierce women, once high school acquaintances, now friends, who talk about real topics that most people either try to avoid or pretend don't exist. In here, it can get messy, but it's always the truth. Welcome to The Messy Truth.
All right, hey, we're back. And tonight we're going to have a little fun. It's going to be a lot more low key, I guess. Not a serious topic. Just a little more fun. Ways to unwind. How we unwind. We'd like to hear from you all, like what you all do to unwind. And for those who have a hard time unwinding, because not everybody can just be like, yeah, I'm going to kick back and relax. And with that, I'm going to pop the baby open. But first, let me hand it over to Becky.
Sponsors. Okay, so I just have to give a great shout out, first of all, to Mike Hopper, because we asked Mike Hopper to do the voiceover for us, which you hear before we even come on. And Mike Hopper took too long to do that. And so he was struggling to get it. You know, Mike, you took too long. And he was struggling to get it perfect. And so he sent me to a website basically saying, Becky, I'm not doing your voiceover. So go to this website and pay somebody to do it. So I did. I went to a website and I paid somebody $15 to record what you hear before we come on. And he's freaking awesome. And I don't really know his real name, but if you went to, I think it's Fiverr or Fever, it's FIVERR.com. You can pick from a whole slew of people who do professional voiceovers. This guy's name is Throttle Up Voice. And what I loved about his profile after I picked his voice out is after he did it, he gave me 2 takes. And then he told me that all the tips that he gets goes towards taking his autistic son to Disney World. So I thought that was awesome. And he did an amazing job on our opening introduction. And then what you see after that, we have to give props to Vittoria Sprague. She did our logo, the Messy Truth logo, and she is an amazing graphic designer, and you can find her crap. Vittoria Sprague Design. I think VittoriaSpragueDesign.com, and it's VittoriaSprague. How is that for the spelling bee? So those 2 people, awesome. We highly recommend their work. Give them business. Jen, back to you, girl.
Woohoo, cheers. So I'm unwinding with you all.
Up and Vittoria.
Okay. Absolutely. And I'll tell you, Vicky's been great. She did our high school reunion invitations a while back, the first one. She's really amazing. She's got such a gift. Wow, she's awesome. And she's such a sweetheart.
But you have to call her Vittoria. Only the people who know her.
I know, sorry.
Know her Vicky. But everybody else is not.
Well, I'm doing my rosé in a can tonight because it's classy. But no, seriously, unwinding, I think, is such an important part of life in general, apart from the fact that it's just fun to do and hanging out with friends, whatever it may be in your life, however it looks. It could just be a book on a Friday night or any other night of the week, or listening to some, jazz or any kind of music, whatever it might be. For me, I love, obviously this is the 3rd time now I'm outside. Love being outside during the day. Even if I'm having to do yard work, it helps me unwind. Outside at night helps me unwind. Getting all of that, just leaving the stress behind, I think, for a little while. Just, I love it. Having something to drink, sometimes even a cup of coffee. Believe it or not, even though it ramps me up, I've had to go decaf for a bit. But that I also really love taking a drive. I love being in my car, whether it's by myself or family, whatever the case may be. I absolutely love taking a drive, taking in the scenery, cranking the tunes, jamming out, rocking out. Love it. Absolutely love it. Those are some of the things that I do. What about you guys?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Becky.
All right. So you mentioned a couple of mine. So for me, gosh, I'm feeling if I go through my list, we're going to be done in about 5 minutes. So
Yeah.
I'll draw it out. Okay. So for me, like the first thing I think of when I think about unwinding, I have to have, like, I'm big on candles and just lighting. Like, so I know some people can't handle like scented candles, but I just love candles. Like I love the soft lighting. And so like I showed you guys earlier, you can see like I have these lights all over the place because like it's just calming. And like in my you guys know, like people don't know, but I just moved yesterday from my one apartment to a new apartment. And in the other apartment, I had like these twinkle lights dangling from the ceiling, and they're just like, it's so calming. Just, it's kind of like, you know, when you have the Christmas tree on and Christmas season.
Oh yeah.
And you just look at it, and nothing needs to be on, maybe some music, but just having those lights, I don't know, there's something about having those lights that just like kind of unravels you after a stressful day. So definitely lighting, candles is one. And this is going to be weird, but I feel like I said this last time. And if I did, you guys have to remind me because my brain is going, but smells are a big thing to me. So like I can't do really flowery smells. I can't do really like strong smells, like the cinnamony sort of things or spicy type of smells. Like to me, it's like the light, like a smell like you barely notice, but you kind of see, like sense that there's something different in the air. Like those things are really common, like really calming to me. So smells are a big thing. I'm the kind of person, like I have walked behind so many people leaving the grocery store who smell good, men or women. And I'll just be like, I'm sorry, excuse me, can you tell me what you're wearing? Because I need to know what that smell is. Like, I don't know if it's your cologne or your perfume or your shampoo or whatever, but like just smells are really calming to me. So I'm going to stop there for a little bit. And
How many people thought that you were hitting on them when you did that?
I hope none. Most of the time, I really only asked a man that like twice that I can remember in the last couple of years. And one man, I'm sorry, I'm gonna go off on a tangent just because that's the kind of day it's been. But
I like your tangents, Becky. They're funny.
No, I'm sorry, I'm a storyteller.
Entertaining.
But I think it's funny, and maybe I'm the only one, but I don't care. It's funny to me. If it makes me laugh, that's all that matters. So like, you guys know that I work at West Point, and I was doing a program a little over a year ago before COVID hit. And it was a 3.5-day program with a client, I can't say because I signed a non-disclosure agreement, but a really big banking company. And these are bankers. So they are, you know, they come in dressed like, I don't know, like, you know, the difference between like men who dress nice, but then like the men who have money who dress nice, and the men who have money dress nice, they like wear like crazy fancy socks and awesome shoes. Anyway, this guy kept walking by me during this program, and I would look over to one of my coworkers and I'm like, oh my God, he smells so freaking good. And like every day, every morning, every afternoon, every evening, he'd walk by and I would just look at her. I'm like, he smells so good. I have to know what that is. And then finally she's like, go ask him. I'm like, no, that really would not be professional. And so finally on the last day of the program, he came up to thank me for all the stuff that I did for the program. And I was like, okay, I have to know what you're wearing, because we've been complimenting, and I made it seem like it was a we. I'm like, we've been complimenting you secretly on your smell all this time. And I just have to know, what is it? And so he told me the name. I wish I can remember it, but I immediately went to my computer to see what it was. It was a $750 cologne. And I'm like,
oh my God.
All right, well, Becky's not buying that cologne. Maybe there's a $75 version of it, but no, most people don't think I'm hitting on them. I think I really am just like into, like, I'm one of those people, like I was walking with some friends last week, like there were like 8 of us, and somebody smelled good. I'm like, somebody smells good. I have to know who it is. Don't mind me, but I'm going to come around and smell each one of you until I can figure out who it was. And they don't mind. They all know that I have like the smelling thing, and they just let me smell them, like, you know. But,
oh my word.
Well, speaking of which, I don't mean to step on you, Maureen, but real quick,
No.
because Becky just reminded me with light and smells. fire pits. Oh my gosh.
Oh yes.
Love hanging out in front of the fire pit with music sometimes, and then after a while without, because I love to hear the fire. I love the flames and just the light it emits. I love the smell, and it's so much fun because there are times like, so one of my daughters, her big thing is, Mom, let's go for a drive out in the Corvette. I'll take her out.
You have a Corvette?
I know, I was just thinking that, huh?
Hey, girl.
My husband was gifted a Corvette convertible that was his dad's when his dad passed 10 years ago.
Okay.
And
Nice.
it's a huge gift because our daughter, like, I love taking them for a spin in it, and we'll go like, so we live next to a town where there are a lot of like back roads, and it's very windy and hilly. And I got the Waze on, so I know if like there are any cops around, and I'm gunning it over the hills, going up the curves. It's so much fun. We're cranking the tunes. We're like, woo! And but every once in a while, I'm like, you know, I won't say what are their names, but I'm like, smell, and we can smell somebody burning, you know, a fire pit or something, and we're like, oh, that's the best smell in the world. Like, it's just, you know, being around the fire and water too. Like, I love being around the water. That to me is very relaxing.
When you say water, do you mean ocean smell or just water in general?
Water in general, hearing it to me is very relaxing. I'm just not around the ocean enough to, you know, get it, but I do love the smell of the ocean too. So I'm sorry, Maureen.
All right, wait.
No, don't be sorry.
I just have to know if you guys both like, I mean, I do enjoy a campfire smell, but I cannot go to sleep with that smell on my body.
I totally can. In my hair, on my clothes, love it. I can smell it all night long. And what's so funny is when I was pregnant with my first, going on a little tangent here, that was the one smell that skeeved me so hard all the time. I couldn't stand it, but it's one of my favorite smells. And it drove me crazy that I hated the smell at that time.
So Maureen, you can go to sleep with campfire smell on you?
Yeah, talking about camping, I haven't done it in a while. But we would go camping, my family and I, to Livingston Manor, which is off of, off of 17 or something. I'm so terrible. But anyway, little upstate New York, Mongum Pond. We would go camping every year around the end of August, and it's on the pond, but it looks more like a lake. And yeah, we would, you have your campfire running and you go to bed smelling like campfire. And that doesn't bother me at all. No.
Well, I mean,
would I want
if you're camping is one thing, but if I'm at a fire at someone's house, like a fire pit.
Yeah, I've done that too. My parents will
here,
fire pit.
There's certain rules about camping, like you're going to be gross and like,
right.
But like, I don't know, like if I were just to go, like right now where I moved to, there's a fire pit in the backyard. And if I were to sit out there for an hour, I would have to take a shower before I went to bed. I would just feel like I'd contaminate everything. If I didn't.
No, that wouldn't bother me. I know a lot of people though that feel that way.
Okay.
They don't like that smell at all.
So weird.
But no, that doesn't bother me.
Okay. All right, Maureen, what's your list?
And camping would be something, well, not on a, there's the unwinding. Well, there's a couple things I want to say. There's the unwinding during the week, and then there's the unwinding on the weekend, right? Like two different unwinding. And then there's the vacation unwinding, but I don't think we're talking about that tonight. But that's my cat that almost knocked my wine off the desk.
I so we talk about vacation unwinding. The three of us should be on vacation together when we do that.
Oh, wouldn't that be fun? Yeah. With unwinding, I have a really hard time doing that. I'm going to say even on the weekend, I am so high strung that I feel like I have to constantly be doing something all the time. And if I'm not doing something, I'm feeling like I should be doing something productive. Like, oh my gosh. So if to unwind, a lot of times I have to leave my house, because if I'm right now I'm in an apartment, but if I'm in my apartment or house, I just can't sit on the couch and watch a movie with Carl. Poor Carl. Like he's always like patting the couch, come sit next to me. I just have a really hard time doing that.
Why?
But well, I don't know. I don't know. I feel
Watch a movie.
yeah, I don't know.
Could it be because you're surrounded by all the things that have to get done and it's a
Yes,
visual
Jen.
reminder?
Yeah, and they're not even so much, oh, these things have to get done, because they have to be done in my head. But it's not like, oh, the house is a disgusting mess, or, oh, I didn't do laundry for a week, but it's just like, oh, I should do that. Oh, look, that thing is out of place. I got to go put it in place. I don't know. I'm telling you, I have like, I don't know. I have something going on. I don't know what it is, but some things that would help me to unwind is make my family leave the house. No, I'm like kidding. Everybody out. Well, having a glass of wine absolutely helps me unwind. It brings me down a notch. I don't do that every night though, because then if I have a glass of wine, then I'm like, I want to pass out. Not right away, but it makes me really tired, and I have a lot of things to do, so I can't get tired. So I'm not helping much with this topic, am I?
Well, no, I think you bring up a valid point that a lot of people do have that problem unwinding, or I don't know if it's necessarily a problem, but it's tricky, I think, for some people because there's so much going on up here. There's so much going on around them. And it's sometimes you have to deliberately disengage.
Yeah.
And it takes effort to disengage.
Yeah.
And especially, right. I think if you're going, especially if you're going through a crisis, it's going to be even tougher to disengage from it because, the wheels are constantly going. And maybe in those times, it's all the more important to deliberately disengage because your brain, only, as we said before, only has so much space.
That's what
and then when you unwind, you're just a more pleasant person to be around. It's not you necessarily.
No, yes.
For me.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, Carl and I just had conversation like the last 2 weeks. I probably most likely have been almost unbearable to be around. I feel like I'm very high strung, cranky. I've had a lot on my mind, and so deliberately unwinding probably would have been a good thing to do. And it is a hard thing to do though, like you just said, when you have so much on your mind. But that would be a good time to sit on the couch and like zone out and watch a movie or something. But
walking.
Yoga,
right?
Yeah. But those aren't things. You know what though, Becky, you're right. I was gonna say, well, those aren't really things. I think when we're talking about unwinding, I'm kind of like thinking of things that I like to do.
Okay.
But I like to do yoga too. So you're right. At the end of there are times at night, like there's 2 different kinds of yogas that I do. So I'll do yoga for exercise that involves some aerobic stuff, but then sometimes at night I do Sometimes at night I do yoga at night just for that reason, is to really, he's crying because he wants me to come pet him. So the cat reminds me. So but yeah, yoga at night to relax. I do that sometimes. Thank you for reminding me about that. So during the week, it would be yoga at night, and that helps a lot. That like completely takes me down and clears my mind, and just makes me probably more bearable to be around. Yes. And you know what I love? I wish I could show you now. I'll have to do it when it's light out. I have a brook. You guys know I have a brook behind the apartment. So that helps me unwind, during the day, even just having that water there. I love water. So that's like a weekly unwinder. The wine, you guys mentioned lighting. I have brighter lighting in the room in my bedroom right now because we're doing this, but I usually don't put this light on because I feel like somebody's got a spotlight on me when you walk in the bedroom. So when night comes, I just turn my lamp on in the bedroom because it's just, it's nicer lighting. Lighting helps me unwind, absolutely. Do you know what doesn't help me unwind? When somebody's got the TV blaring and it's a shoot 'em up murder gun shoot 'em movie. I can't stand that. That is not calming at all.
That
No.
makes perfect sense. Like you can't unwind to John Wick. I mean, I'll watch it and it's fun.
Stop.
I love
Cannot
those
believe you
movies.
just said that because
I
I'm
love
the opposite.
I love those movies. But you know
Who
what?
is this?
Actually,
Oh.
wait a minute. Come to think of it, because I like those movies, I can unwind mentally and like actually, now that you mention it, they hype me up a little bit, but at the same time, because I'm getting sucked into it, it is kind of a way to unwind. That's a good point.
Yes, because listen,
well, sorry, because she said shoot 'em up, and like there's some more shooting going on in those movies.
Right. What it's not unwinding to me, like TV shows, or if it's like a serial killer movie or something that I'm not gonna be able to get out of my head, and it's gonna make me feel like they're coming after me. But like a movie like John Wick, it's so funny because while you were saying that, I was thinking John Wick. Because here's why. I like movies when I'm watching John Wick, or it's kind of like Liam Neeson in Taken, or any movie with that guy, crap, I can't remember his name.
What was he in?
He did a movie like Above the Law, or he was like a martial arts guy. But what I loved about his movies, and Liam Neeson is this way, and John Wick is this way, and Matt Damon in the Bourne movies is this way.
Love the Bourne movies. Holy cow, yes.
They're always going to win. It's rare. Yes. There's only going to be a struggle at the very end. They're going to kick ass all the way through the movie. For some reason, I like watching the chaos, but they're totally in control, and it just makes me relax watching somebody else just plow through everyone else. It's relaxing to me.
Yeah, I watched that Bourne movie and I feel like I want to jump out of off the couch. I run out of the room. Oh, I can't stand anything with any kind of suspension. Suspension. Here, let me have another sip of this.
Great revenge movie. Like there was this movie that Netflix came out with. I forget who. The mom who plays in Footloose. In the original Footloose, the woman who was the mom, the pastor's wife. She's in this.
Yeah.
Movie. Forget what her name is. She's an elderly woman in this movie, and the woman who plays Jane in the most recent Pride and Prejudice version is also in it, and it's just about the younger woman having the scam of taking advantage of elderly people, getting the courts to sign her over as.
How is this unwinding?
And she takes all their money, but the Footloose mom, like she's got like a crazy son who's like Russian mafia, and I love watching it. It's just,
oh my word,
satisfying to see the revenge.
No,
to me,
no, that's making me anxious. Just you talking about it. You know what I do if I watch a movie to unwind? It has to be funny. So one of my favorites is it Step Brothers?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Oh, that's one of my favorite movies.
That's when they do little baby 7.5 pound baby Jesus when they're praying to him. That's like when they build the bunk beds and they go, oh, now we have more space to do aerobics and they're Step Brothers, like they're Will Ferrell though, no, right?
Yeah, Will Ferrell, yeah. They're both like
another
in their 40s.
But just
30s.
Comedy movies will help you.
I love comedy movies. Yeah. Anything that makes me laugh, totally like calms me down.
Yeah, I agree.
Like picks me up, but calms me down.
I agree.
So probably the same thing.
Yeah. The laughter. And then I do have to say, so, yeah, the John Wick stuff and the Bourne Identity, all that stuff, like I'll get sucked into it. And it does, I don't deliberately think, oh, I want to unwind and watch a movie. It's more, I'm watching this movie, I get sucked into it, and now I'm unwinding. So but it depends on the genre, I guess, because my oldest daughter got me sucked into Once Upon a Time. And
I love that show. And then it got
loved
stupid.
it.
They all get stupid at the end.
Yeah. I loved it because at first I was kind of like, I'll do this for her because it's a quality time kind of thing and we'll hang out together and bond and whatnot. And I totally got sucked in, and I ended up, it really became a great unwinding thing for me. And, but on the other hand, she's like, later on, oh, let's do, Stranger Things. I got sucked into it and I loved it, but I can't unwind when I'm watching Stranger Things. And it's for various reasons.
It's not an unwind movie because nobody's kicking ass in that movie.
You know, Rebecca and I like to watch, and this makes me unwind, is we watch on YouTube, on the TV, we put YouTube on the TPM, I think it's TPM vids, Disney videos. And this guy gives you all the updates of what's going on in Disney. Yeah, yep. See, I just like really lame stuff. I would rather watch a Disney movie.
Okay, well, speaking of Disney, and we're all crazy Disney freaks.
Yeah.
Doesn't just the idea of planning a Disney vacation feel unwinding to you?
No.
But in a good way. In a good way. Right, Jen? Go ahead. I know what you're going to say.
I don't like the process of planning the Disney, because it's like
but that's not unwinding.
Twice.
No.
That's not unwinding because I'm freaking the F out because I didn't get that damn fast pass for Snow White's, scare.
I'm talking about the day before. I'm talking about weeks in your planning, like weeks. Do you guys not use touring plans? I know we're totally going off.
No, we do. So no, you're not off topic because, this is one of the ways that you unwind. So granted, I do not do the planning for our Disney stuff. Rick does all of that. Like that's his thing. And he's all about like research and finding, and he goes to great lengths. And I'm wondering now that you mentioned it, if that's one of the ways that it's, it probably is one of the ways that he unwinds, and he uses a bunch of podcasts and he'll follow them and he'll watch them every day. And we got to get this dining reservation done, and we got to do 30 days out, and we got to do 60 days out. And all
dining reservations.
Yeah. I don't even want to go to the dining. Like I can't even go there. But
yeah, I
had planned a couple of years back a trip for my mom and me. She brought me to Ireland, but I did all of the planning and itinerary and all that. It stressed me out. Like I can't even tell you, because and my mom is like the most laid back person in the world. So there was no need for me to be stressed out at all. But because I wanted it, to do certain things and hit certain places and make sure that she enjoyed herself, but we weren't overdoing it. And that for me was very stressful. But I guess for some people, just the planning, because it is an exciting thing to do. It's fun. It's something to look forward to. I could see how that could be unwinding for some, but not for me.
But it is exciting. I agree. I love planning Disney vacations. So yes, Becky, yes, I love the planning, but is it it's exciting, but it's also anxiety ridden for me too, because I can't wait to do it. And I love doing it. And the planning is sometimes just as exciting as a trip. But that's not what I call unwinding.
Oh,
I'm like
for me, it's like it's so enjoyable that it's so satisfying. Like to me, something is unwinding if there's like a real satisfaction in it.
Yeah.
The last Disney trip I did with not really with Kiernan, but with both my kids.
Yeah.
I'm a freak. Like I have an itinerary for every single day. Those itineraries were laminated, punch holes, put on a key ring, and everyone had one for every day. And I'm like, this is where we're going to be on this day. This is where we're eating. And I don't know. I
used to be like that. I can't do that anymore because I was so type A about everything. And so it carried over to the Disney vacations. It was so type A that I made everybody freaking miserable.
Okay.
And then it just got exhausting for me.
Yeah.
It gets exhausting being type A.
Some
So
people-
now I'm type Z. Just go to
That's
sleep.
me. So by the way, Maureen, I'm a
Yeah.
recovering type A.
Ah, there you go.
Gosh.
High five.
I don't consider myself type A, but I don't consider myself type B either. But then again, I am a Gemini, so I'm probably both on a different day.
Yeah. I think as you get older, your type A flexes. You know, sometimes I'm type A and sometimes I'm completely not.
So
You got to mellow that stuff out because
Yes,
type
yes.
A is exhausting.
Yeah.
A lot of it is about, I think, control, if we're going to go a little deeper
Absolutely.
here.
Yeah.
And like I think I got to like kid 3 and I'm like, all right, I give up. Like, this is nuts. I can't do this. Like, this is,
It's
I gotta let
unrealistic.
something go.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
unrealistic. You get yourself sick.
Completely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
so
I want to say though, somebody meant, oh, Jen, you mentioned driving. Carl and I on the weekends, Rebecca will go with her dad, and Carl and I on the weekends love to just take off and drive. And sometimes we don't even know where we're going to go. And it is so relaxing. And we get a coffee at Starbucks. We take some snacks. We put the heated seats on and we just go. Sometimes there's music, like you said, sometimes there's not. And we just drive, and we try to drive with scenery, you know, something with, we'll go where there's hardly any people and just drive. And that is really relaxing, because then you, like I said, it's almost like I have to get out of the house to unwind.
yeah.
So if you take me out of the house and I'm sitting in that car seat, I can't do the dishes. I can't do laundry. I can't think about the list of how I want to clean the closet out. What's that, Becky?
Yeah, you're not seeing what needs to be done out of that.
Right. So it's like getting out of the house, but it's sometimes I feel it's hard for me to get out of the house. If he says, he like this weekend, he said, let's go to the beach. I said, for goodness sakes, it's 11 o'clock. We're going to take off to the beach now. He says, yeah, we'll be down there in a couple hours. We'll walk around on the beach. I said, no. I said, no. I said, no, I don't know. Because my type A kicked in.
The journey is half the fun, like not just
Yeah.
the destination.
Like,
Yeah. I didn't think we had Rebecca.
last minute, just like, yeah, let's
Yeah.
let's
Yeah,
go.
It's just because we had Rebecca, and I didn't think that she was going to want to be a third wheel and like sit on the beach with Carl and I. So maybe I would have said yes if she wasn't with us, but yeah. Oh, I know. I'm sorry. I'm probably like talking over everybody, like somebody wants to, but Becky, you have mentioned before about your dance parties. So we talk, like I had mentioned, you have your during the week unwind and you have your weekend.
Yeah, but
So-
dance parties are so much better when they're with people.
Oh, I loved my alone dance parties because nobody could see how I was dancing.
I can't wait until like the people I would have dance parties with are ready to come have them again with me, because they were just so great. Like just, I mean, and they're all women, and that's what makes it fun, you know?
Yeah.
Like
But isn't dancing unwinding?
it
Like, don't you feel free? You feel the music beating in your chest,
Yeah,
You're
it's really
flailing around.
possible to dance and not feel positive.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And it's funny that you brought up the dance party thing, because when the pandemic first hit, our great classmate and friend, John Matthews, was doing,
Love him.
he was spinning some tunes
Yes,
like
yes.
once or twice a week. And I was getting
yeah.
on there. He was live streaming on Facebook, and because he's a great DJ and he's so talented and he's a really good singer. And I was going on there and I was dancing like by myself in my room at 9 o'clock at night. And I'm like,
awesome.
And because it was so early in the pandemic and everything was so freaking weird, and
Oh my God.
it was a nice escape.
Yeah.
And it was a great way to unwind, especially because it was all so raw and new when we were going through that,
Yeah.
and weird, and no one was around. And that was a great way to connect on
Yeah.
a fun level.
Yeah. I love that. I think he still does it. I don't know.
He does.
Does he? Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, he also had, there are like, copyright issues and whatnot. So like eventually Facebook, not knocking on my brother-in-law who works over at Facebook, but he does all the political stuff. But they've got these hawks over there that watch and filter everything. So
I
that's what
hate that.
I know. It's like crazy. That don't even
I
get me started.
posted a picture of not a picture. I posted a video of my father and I father-daughter dance at my wedding, and all of a sudden I get this message that comes up that they're bleeping out a part of the song. It was My Girl, like from the 50s. Oh, who sings that? Oh Lord, I can't remember. They're bleeping out part of it because it's
Great classic.
Yeah, it's a copyright.
Because it's not political. You know what?
No, all you need to do to get around that, you can click the thing and say, I'm not abusing the copyright. It's because it's like you're not using it for commercial use. So you just deny it and say, no, it's not breaking the copyright. I do that all the time.
Oh, I'll have to. I didn't even know it gave me that option.
Yeah.
I'll have to take a look at that.
So I want to show you guys something. Like a couple of months ago, I thought I found something that would be unwinding for me.
Oh Lord.
You thought would be unwinding for you. That's
I bought something. I bought something. I'm like, I'm gonna do this.
I know what you're gonna take out.
This is gonna be a great unwinding thing. And all right, like it's totally freaking not unwinding. It's a pain in my ass. And it's these.
Oh, I thought you were gonna take something else out.
No, so this was the first one. It's a 3, and this is like meant for like kids who are 10 years old.
Did you paint that?
A 300 piece puzzle. Stop laughing.
Oh, it's a puzzle.
It's a puzzle. It's a puzzle. Okay.
Oh my gosh, puzzles. The most stressful thing you could possibly
So I was like,
get.
this will be great. This will be great for my mind. I won't watch TV. It'll be relaxing. I'll just work on this puzzle. It's only 300. They don't come smaller than 300 pieces. Okay. Not that I've seen. This thing took me freaking like 5 to 7 hours.
And what did you do? Glued it on?
Yeah, I glued it. So what does Becky do?
Yeah. Ah,
Becky gets another one.
oh my word.
But what I found was.
But I'll be honest, real quick. She's like, I bought this thing that I thought was going to help me unwind.
This
puzzle
is the
was
word
not
that made
crossing
me
my
think
mind.
this is the word that made me think it would be unwinding.
Oh.
I was like, oh, calm. Yeah, I need calm. I'll do a puzzle. But what I found was.
Okay, so real quick, Becky, real quick.
Wait, I just have to say this. Because in case you guys don't know, because they're made by the same company, when you match them up, the puzzle piece for right here is the same exact piece for right here.
Oh.
So it was like the second puzzle was so easy because I would just find the one piece for the one puzzle and be like, where's that piece? Where's that shape?
Oh, I love that.
And that. And
like cheating on a test. Not that you should ever do that.
But no more puzzles for me. Go ahead, Jen.
No, sorry. When you said I got something that was going to be relaxing, puzzle wasn't what came to mind. Okay.
I thought it was that thing. I thought it was that thing that you showed us that you had in your mouth the other day.
What then?
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, never mind.
I still don't. Jen, she said you've seen it. It was pink.
This thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I thought it was that. I don't know. I thought you were gonna take
funnier
it out.
if we don't explain this. Just let people wonder what it is.
Well, I still don't understand it, so I'll wonder with them.
No, but at least I told you, but everyone else now is
Yeah.
like, what the freak is that? And I'm glad. I hope you're thinking that because I'm not going to tell you what it is. And you're gonna be wondering all night long.
It goes in her mouth, right?
It does. It goes in your mouth.
Yeah.
All
We'll just leave it at that.
They're thinking bad things. You're just bad people. Bad. Ask for forgiveness now.
Ask for forgiveness. Oh Lord.
It's totally clean, Mom. You
could benefit from it.
Yeah.
We all
So,
could.
real quick. So I try not to drink like during the week. And it's not even that I try not to, it's just I can't. I have no tolerance whatsoever. It's not, and I'm not gonna like pound shots, like like on Tuesday night. My kids are stressing me out. I need a shot.
Don't down your wine?
What?
You don't down your wine?
Down it.
Chug it.
No. No, wait. We'll get to that in a
Generally-
minute. We'll get to that in a minute. Go
Okay.
ahead, Jen. Go
Right.
ahead. You don't drink during the week. We'll
Right,
get
and
back
then
to the tug wine.
except with it depends on the food. So like when I'm making dinner, if I'm for whatever the palate reason, whatever, I'm not Italian, but if I'm making a tomato sauce, I'm having a glass, like generally speaking, or a steak. And I generally don't make steaks A that often, or B in the middle of the week. That's usually like a Saturday night or a Sunday night thing. But need a glass of red wine, or if I'm making like pasta with some kind of like a light sauce, I might crack open a white. And my wine fridge is pretty much empty. Like I don't like keep a stock because we're in a tighter budget. I can't afford, I just can't afford to keep it. So like a lot of what I have, like the 3 bottles that I have are from other people generally, but I do love a glass of red wine with dinner if it's like a tomato sauce or something. And then on the weekends, I'll unwind with like a rosé or something. And that's what I'm having right now in the can.
I thought it was a White Claw.
God help you. No.
Sorry, I'm gonna say bad things now because a White Claw I would never even consider because they're like 6% alcohol.
Yeah.
And
Like when you
Is that high or
start
low?
that's like a wine cooler, isn't it?
a wine cooler is like a beer, it's low.
Yeah, it's very low.
Most wine is like usually the lowest wine will be like 9%. The most I've ever seen is like 13.5, maybe a 14 tops.
Yeah.
But the people who know me best know I pick my wine by the alcohol content because
I was just gonna say that.
because
She knows her percents.
I'm being honest.
Very good at math.
I don't really like enjoy wine the way I do like seltzer or a good whatever. But if I'm going to drink wine to kind of wind me down, it's got to do the job. And I can't like, it's not going to do the job. So it has
And
to.
you don't want to wait for it. Just get right to business.
So exactly. And so that leads to the chugging, but I'm not there yet. So for me, like today I went to the liquor store because I was going over to a family gathering and they said, bring white wine because they know I don't drink red. So I went to the liquor store, and anybody who's ever been with me in a liquor store know that all I do when I'm looking for a new wine, and normally I like either a Pinot or Sauvignon Blanc, is I look at the back. Like it has to at least be 12.5 for me to take it out of the store. If it says 9 or 10, I'm like, this is ridiculous. I don't even know why you have it on the shelf. This is not for me.
It's like
That's
buying Chateau Diana from the supermarket.
Yeah, I like to see if you're gonna
Right, Jen?
here in New York, it has to be like short, like it has to be a small number. But here,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I have to tell you this. I pulled up to the wine store, the liquor store in Waukegan, right in the hamlet. And Kieran was in the car with me. He was in the passenger seat and I pulled up. I'm like literally right in front of the store. The woman sees me. She can see me in the car. She's looking out her window. She's like, oh, customers coming in. And I'm looking at her and I'm smiling. I'm like, you know me, I'm coming in there. And I get out of the car and the car is still moving. So I had to like run back to the car, get in the car and stop. Like, I mean, it was moving. I never put it in park. It was so,
Oh my
so the
God.
car just moving towards the bank. I run to the car and get back in and put it in park and rewind it. And I'm looking at the lady. I walk in the store. I'm like, I swear to God, I have not started drinking yet. Like this is, I'm like, fine. But anyway,
Oh my word.
12.5%. It's got to be that if I'm going to drink wine. Otherwise, what's the point? I don't really like the taste of it that much to warrant it. I'm drinking it. People will say this is bad. You shouldn't drink it for this reason, but I do. I don't care. That's why people take Klonopin and all the other Xanax and stuff. It relaxes me. It calms me down. It takes the edge off.
Yeah.
Which is also why I chug it, depending on what kind of night I'm having.
Do you put it in a shot glass?
Have you talked to Vicky?
Huh?
Have you talked to Vicky? How do you know that?
Oh, do you really? No, I was kidding.
Okay, so we're gonna have to bring Vicky on at some point so she can tell her side of the story. But I invited Vicky to one of my girls' nights and I was showing them, I have this cute little tiny mason jar. It's like a double shot glass. I just think it's so cute. It makes me feel so dainty when I'm drinking out of it. It's like a little miniature. And so I was telling them, like, this is how I drink my wine. When I drink my wine, it's like basically you can pour like a glass in there and it's like a little tiny miniature mason jar. And I down it like a shot. And then I'll do a second one, like, 5 minutes later and down it like a shot. Well, I just got finished telling this to Vicky and 2 of my cousins. And then I go back into the living room and I'm dancing with Kaya and her cousin, and we're having a great time. And Vicky comes up to me looking very sheepishly, bringing me, it's dark in my house, and she's bringing me my little tiny mason jar and she hands it to me. She's like, here you go. And I thought she was bringing me more wine. And they were watching me from the kitchen, my cousins, and I thought, oh, they just want to see me chug my wine because I just got finished saying to them. So I chugged the wine.
Oh gosh.
Except it wasn't wine.
Oh no.
Whiskey.
No.
And in 15 minutes, the party was over and everybody was gone.
Oh my gosh. I would have puked on demand.
I did. My stupid cousins, Rachel, Kelly, you know who you are. They took pictures of me while Vicky was tending to me because I was out on the porch throwing up. Like I was really kind of upset because I thought it was wine. And they think, I know, Kelly and Rachel, I'm sorry, not Rachel, although Rachel did take the picture. Kelly and Renee, they gave the drink to Vicky and told Vicky to give it to me, knowing what I would do with it. And I've never had whiskey before. I don't do hard liquor like that.
Oh gosh, I smell it and I want to vomit.
It was horrible. I'm telling you, within 5 minutes, I was like, I don't feel good. I was sitting down and then I was like, just take me out to the porch, out on the porch. It was just, I got so sick and poor Vicky felt so bad. My cousins thought it was so funny.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Well, that reminds me, it's, so for whatever, I guess because wine, you get, 6 ounces of it. I feel like that just goes, if I'm not careful with wine, forget it. I mean, it's going to especially if I'm not eating, it goes to my head so much faster, I think, than anything else. But I think that's because, like, I love margaritas with salt, like, love them. And I guess it's because you're only getting like a shot. So it's like 1 ounce of the tequila in the margarita, as opposed to drinking a 6 ounce or a 9 ounce glass of wine in roughly the same amount of time.
Yeah.
And there was an issue one time. We were hosting some people down at the lake, and I was like, oh, let's make, what are they? Dark and Stormies. They're fun. Love Dark and Stormies. It's like a Bermuda type take on the Moscow Mule. And the Moscow Mule's got the ginger beer. So for the Moscow Mule, it's vodka. You're supposed to muddle some ginger in it, like fresh ginger, to give it that like little burn, which I love, but I skipped that part because it's just too much work. But I love a good Moscow Mule once in a while. It's very refreshing. You've got the ginger beer and lime juice and vodka. But going back to the original story, I was making the, the Dark and Stormies. This was like several years ago. And because it was refreshing. It was ginger beer, but rum and lime juice. And I love lime. I love lime juice. And it's just refreshing. You put a lot of ice in it. Really, really yummy drink. I wasn't eating. I wasn't paying attention, swimming, having fun, yada, yada. And all of a sudden, bam, I mean, that suckers, let's just be honest, it was more than one, hit me like a flipping train. It turns out I had bought, I like to use a certain type of rum for this drink. It's like Gosling's. It's got a seal on the front and it's very, very smooth. I'm not a rum drinker in general. Like, it's just too sweet. But when you add the lime and the ginger beer, it like cuts the sweetness. Anyway, so I had a couple of those suckers in the afternoon, wasn't eating, in the sun, bad combination. It hit me like a freight train. And it turned out, somebody had said to me, well, what kind of rum did you buy? I'm like, oh, the Goslings. How much liquor was in it? And I'm like, I don't know. I bring it out. It was like 151.
Oh my
151.
gosh. Oh my gosh.
They're like, what were you thinking? And I'm like, I don't know. I went to the ABC store and I just saw the rum. It had the seal on it, so I bought it. I didn't know it was 151. That's the crap is flammable. So
Oh my God, like moonshine.
completely.
Oh, that
Ah.
ain't moonshine.
So we come back, like we're all hanging out after like being out and swimming and all that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm starving. Pulling out the, the crackers, the bread, the cheese, and the fruit and all that. Got a big old knife. You can see where this is going. Cutting cheese for snacks.
Oh, Jen. Oh gosh.
Sliced my finger like you wouldn't. It's a gusher. And I'm thinking, all right, A, we've got guests. B, it's only like, 5 or 6 o'clock at night. I ain't getting to an ER. Like, this is ER worthy. Like, I got to go somewhere for this. Like, it's got to get taken care of. I'm not leaving this house till everybody leaves. I'm like, oh my gosh. So everybody leaves. We have a friend there. She's a nurse. She's like, oh, we could put the liquid stitch on it or whatever. So I'm like, sure, whatever. I'm just going along. I couldn't really feel it. Thank God, because that sucker was deep. We put that on it. I go to like the patient first at 9 o'clock after everybody leaves. The doctor is, and thank God, still couldn't feel anything. The doctor is like, yeah, if this had been even like a millimeter deeper, I'd be sending you to the hospital for like like for surgery, because you could have damaged your nerves and tendons. And I'm like,
oh my
thank
word.
God. Gave me an injection. He's like, now brace yourself. I'm going to have to inject that spot. And I'm like, okay. I'm going to inject that spot with like, a topical, like with Novocaine or whatever they use, an anesthetic. And I'm like, all right, does it? Okay. Didn't flinch. Not good, because it's the after, like I'm still,
My gosh.
oh my gosh, it was crazy. But that was like several years ago. And I realized, okay, you got to actually, so unlike Becky, I don't read the bottles, which I could clearly should read the alcohol content.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Honestly, I want my 12.5, but I'm not looking for 20 or 30 or 40 or anything.
Or 100.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. So wine is definitely a thing. Alcohol is definitely a thing that unwinds, but like, what about natural things? So like the other things I have on my list, and I'm going to say the two of them and you guys can pick whatever you cling to, but hiking and music. For me, I have a specific playlist on my Spotify that's all Chopin music, because Chopin's music, I think his piano music is very relaxing to listen to. Do you guys have any music that like when you listen to it, it helps you unwind? Not like dancing music, but just that,
Yeah, I guess, I mean, again, it depends on the mood. So if it's the morning time, and that wouldn't be unwinding. That would just be setting your intention for the day. So I guess I love country music. I am totally a country music person. So at night, we'll put some country music on if I'm in the kitchen cooking and I want to just get in a better mindset. So yeah, I would say country music. But if I'm in my bedroom and I've had a horrible day, or like if I come in the bedroom because I want to be away from everybody and I've had a horrible day, I would probably put something more like meditation music on. I don't know, but I like jazz when I be at work and I would be completely stressed out in the office. I would play jazz on my computer. So yeah, and there are different types of music, yeah, depending on how I'm feeling throughout the day. Totally. Yep.
all right. It's like getting your hair done, getting your nails done, and getting a massage, or even getting a facial. To me, those are like so. I like to just sit in the salon and watch other people get their hair done. It's so relaxing to me, like watching other people get their hair washed. I'm like, oh my gosh, that looks so relaxing. I don't like people washing my hair because it always leaves me with a headache. But
you know what? I don't want to get I don't want to get a massage from somebody because I have too much. Here I go, too much gas. I'm always afraid I'm gonna fart when somebody's massaging me.
Okay, well, as a former massage
Not
therapist,
relaxing.
that's common and nobody cares.
No, you will care if I just like it was toxic and I just blew the room out. No, you will care.
That's when the massage therapist moves from the feet to the head.
No, you can't get away from it. You can't get away from it.
No, you can.
No.
I'm telling you, we have ways. That's why you keep like
Yeah,
certain oils and creams, because you can just put that cream underneath your nose and that's all you're smelling is the cream underneath your nose. We have all the tricks.
Oh, I like it when Carl rubs my feet. I like that. Yes, unwinding massages.
Yeah.
I would like that. It is not relaxing for me to have somebody that I don't know rubbing me, because every time I go for every time I go for a massage, why do they gotta freaking talk to me?
Oh, they're not supposed to. They're not supposed to.
Not everyone. I've had three.
Don't answer that, Maureen. The rule every massage therapist is taught: you only carry the conversation if the other person is.
Well, that's the problem. Like, I keep talking because I feel bad. So
Stop talking. Stop.
I can't help it.
They should not initiate. The only thing they should ask you is, how is the pressure? And is there anything you want me to focus on?
How's the pressure? Is thinking about my gas.
The pressure's fine. Now shut up and keep massaging my neck and shoulders. Do your job.
And it's not relaxing for me to get my hair done, because I'm always like running to the salon and running late, and I hurry up and I dive in the chair, and then they're going to cut my hair, and is it right, and is it this and that? No, that's not relaxing.
But
I'm very high.
I love it. When I get my hair done,
damn.
that's such a treat. And I don't splurge on my nails, obviously, like, look how short they are, but
Me neither,
I don't
Jen.
splurge on pedicures, which I love to do time and again, but my hair, I love getting my hair done, because there's no way I'm going to get this at home. Like, sorry, it's not going to come out as well. And it's such a nice, relaxing feeling. And when they wash so like after they color my hair and whatnot, I go and sit in the chair to get it washed. They've got that, chair that's got like
I love that.
the massaging chair.
Yeah.
The massaging chair. And I'm like, oh, this is awesome. It's so relaxing. And at that point, I've already, it's nice because when I get in and I sit down and they're just doing, the color and whatnot, I'm starting to unwind. But when I'm in that massage chair, then I'm like jello, and I'm like, oh, dang, like, keep washing my hair. Like, if you need to take 15 hours, that's fine with me. Because the massage on my scalp, love that. Love being, cause I'm like an affection person. So I love being, touched and all that. Not to get creepy, but all of so like, I love that. And the massage, flipping, love that. And it's great being in that chair. And then I'm completely unwound. And I'm like, all right, let's do the haircut. Bring it on. I am in a great frame of mind.
You're in a good mindset. Yeah.
Pedicure. I like getting my hair done for different reasons. Like, I am usually rushing there and I'm late, but the second I sit down in that chair, okay, so I'm just going to give a shout out to Shapers at New Paltz.
I used to go to Shapers.
Second I sit down in that chair, and usually I try to go to Sean.
Oh, I know Sean.
Love Sean. But the second I sit down there, it's like Sean is just like, I don't know. He's just like taking care of me 100%. Like, he's like feeding my ego. It's like an ego boost. It's like, I love your hair, and he's touching it. I'm like, just touch my hair, do whatever you got to do. And even if it's not Sean, if it's Kelly or Erica or whoever, Amanda, I used to get my hair done for a long time by Amanda. They're all freaking awesome. And what they're also good at is just like, it's almost like Pretty Woman. Like, when she goes in that store and they're just like, but in Shapers, I feel like they're being truthful, right? But when you go to,
of course they are,
right? And they're like, saying all these wonderful things about you, and And it's a little bit like therapy. I've known Sean since 1996. He's done my hair since 1996, so he knows my whole story. And,
oh my gosh, the hairstylist.
Talk, and even if I'm getting my hair done, like, it's kind of funny. Even if I'm getting my hair done by somebody else, I feel like I'm cheating on Sean when I go. Like, I'm sorry.
Isn't that weird?
We're too busy. I couldn't make an appointment with you. But but I'm not like you, Jen. I don't mind people touching me, but every time I go back to get my hair washed, I always have to tell the people, I'm not one of those people that like a vigorous like scrubbing. I see them, I'm like, that leaves me with a headache. I can't tell you how many times I've left getting my hair washed. I'm like, I just gentle as you can be with my head, because I don't want with the migraine.
But, oh no, I love it when they're like getting in there and they're going.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
But if we're doing shout outs, my guy, the stylist who does my hair, I've been going to him for a long time. He's so sweet. He owns his name is Don, and he owns D-Rock Salon in Fairfax. And it's conveniently located near my kid's school. So I'm able to like go there.
Fairfax where?
I'm sorry, Fairfax, Virginia, because there is more. I know there's a Fairfax up in Vermont, I believe.
Yeah.
And there might be others elsewhere, but yeah, he is the sweetest, gifted individual. Just, he's so lovely and he's so kind, and he's amazing. And I love the color. He loves doing color. He's great at it. But the haircuts, they always grow in well. Like, because sometimes you like, oh, I hate my hair or whatever, the way it's growing out. Like all my haircuts, they grow out very well. He's so talented. He's just amazing. And I bring my daughters there for special occasions if they want to get like a cut or something like that, just like as a little treat.
Do you does your guy, like when you sit down in the chair and you're sitting in front of the mirror and he comes like behind you and he's just like playing with your hair? He's like, okay, what are we going to do with your hair? And he's just like touching. Does your guy do that?
Yeah, I love it.
I'm like, yeah, keep talking to me about my hair. Why? Because it's like, so it feels so good just to have somebody touch your hair, you know?
Yeah, I love it. Oh, anytime anyone, and growing up, my mom used to play with my hair. I love that. It's so sweet. And to me, it's such a nice, I don't know, display of affection. I love that. I love, when my kids or anyone, I just love it. I love, and playing with my girls' hair and stuff like that. Love it.
Yeah. So are you guys watching?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it might be time to like wind this up.
Oh my gosh.
So for all those
What
people,
time is it?
whoever's watching, this is the signal. Like, we got to wrap it up. We went over.
And
Yeah,
speaking of fire pits, so my girls don't have school tomorrow and they're all texting me. That's why I don't mean to be rude, because I've looked down a couple times and I'm like, all right.
Totally rude. I'm so offended.
They're waiting to do
So
s'mores.
rude.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh. And why don't they have school tomorrow?
Because and I'm unbelievably grateful to God for the school where they go. And they've been in school since late August.
Yeah.
And I know not everybody is able to have that. And it's just so unbelievably, I'm so grateful for it. Like every day, I thank God that they have been able to go to school physically, even with the masks and even with all of the protocols in place. Every other Monday, the teachers get off because they need to prepare properly for either asynchronous teaching or just having to deal with the Zooms. And one of our grades this past week, there was a student, almost every single grade, no, actually not, maybe half, someone tests positive every so often. And the thing is, the teachers need that extra time to like, it's double work for them. Every single teacher who's been doing this, God bless them. And because not only they're having to teach either in the classroom or even those who have been, at home all year, God bless every single teacher in America, because they are amazing. And to have to upload all of that work, then to have to they're taking way more personal time to do their job as a teacher overall than like they've ever had to do before. It's double and triple or more the workload for them. So I'm so grateful for all of them and the health staff at our school, because whenever a kid comes down with COVID, they got to do all the contact tracing, and you got to go through the seating chart in every single class Because when I sub, I'm telling the kids, I'm like, dudes, sit in the seat by the, sit according to seat charting, because if you get it, those kids around you, like the whole class will have to quarantine for X amount of days, but then other students who are closer to you will have to quarantine even longer than the rest of the class. And even though our school is small compared to like public school standards, we still have like per capita, it's still kind of similar, because we've got like 20 to 25 kids, depending on the grade, per class, and you're still having to spread them out. They're not passing it to each other in the classroom. And I don't mean to like get on this whole like COVID thing and whatnot, which has been like a huge godsend. They're generally speaking getting it from outside, then for whatever reason they end up testing positive. But why did I even start down this rabbit hole? I don't know.
Oh, because I
They
asked
don't
you
have
why
school
they were
tomorrow.
home.
Right.
Yeah.
So they don't have school tomorrow because the teachers need to like catch up. And especially now, my kids are almost done with school. So everyone's handing in like all the late assignments. It's not that we've got that in my house, but they're trying to catch up on all the work and trying to do all of the, the grading and all that. So they've got tomorrow off, and we're like, yeah, let's do s'mores Sunday night.
Nice.
All right. Before we wrap up, before we say goodbye, I want to say happy Mother's Day to you ladies.
Yeah.
You too.
Yeah.
Day,
And I hope you,
but will be probably like a month ago by the time this is on.
Yeah.
True.
We really should be saying happy Father's Day.
Oh, yeah. But so happy Mother's Day. I hope you have a lovely one.
Yeah. You guys too.
You too.
Mhm.
Let's wrap it up. This is
Let's wrap it up and go unwind.
Unwind. Yes, definitely. All right. Bye, everybody.
Ciao.
Bye. Thank you. Thanks, ladies.